Sorry guys, I'm a little sad right now, so forgive me on that. What's up YouTube? It's your boy Nash here. Welcome back to the channel. So tonight I'm going to be giving you guys the results from Survivor Series earlier tonight, and and before we get started with that, I just want to say what we just saw moments ago. If you guys watched Survivor Series and you guys saw that segment, then you will know how heartbreaking this was for me. Because the first and only time that I got to see The Undertaker in person was at SummerSlam in 2009 inside the Staples Center when he made his return back to WWE. I remember he was dealing with an injury from WrestleMania 25 against Shawn Michaels, and he had returned to target CM Punk, target the World Championship, and that was the only time I ever got to see The Undertaker in person, and that was just so that hit me right here. That hit me right here because I was always a big Undertaker fan. I remember the first time I saw him on TV was actually back in 2005 in the summer when he was working that rivalry with Orton, with Randy Orton and his father, Cowboy Bob Orton. But hashtag farewell Taker, hashtag thank you Taker, all the way, hashtag American badass, yes. So tonight, again, I'm gonna give you guys the results from Survivor Series, which kicks things off with the kickoff show as we saw a dual branded battle royal which featured guys like Jeff Hardy, Cedric Alexander, and Shelton Benjamin of the Hurt Business. Angel Garza, Humberto Carrillo, Murphy, Ray, and of course also his son Dom, Apollo Crews, Miz, Morrison, Chad Gable, just to name a few. It came down, in the closing moments of the match, it came down to three: Gable, Miz, and Dominic Mysterio. Miz was wise enough to roll back into the ring before he was drop kicked out of the ring, which gave Miz the chance to eliminate Dominic Mysterio to win the Battle Royal after Dom had eliminated Chad Gable as well. Obviously, that was just the veteran prowess of the Miz, reminding Dom that what he did was a rookie mistake, and obviously those things can happen at any time. Dom was just at the right place at the wrong time, or rather, I guess at the right place at the wrong time. That's just how it was. But you know what? But you know what though? Mad props to Dominic Mysterio. Dom has proven, even tonight at Survivor Series, he has proven that he has what it takes to be a future champion in WWE, hands down. Next up, alright you guys, and also too, we found out that also during the kickoff show, we found out that the Gobbledygooker made his return to the WWE after several years and pinned R-Truth to become 24/7 champion, only for Akira Tozawa to win the title later on, but R-Truth ended up regaining it back in the end, which was hilarious. So next up we have, so to kick off the entire main card itself, we have the men's Survivor Series match between Raw and SmackDown. Raw consisted of AJ Styles, Keith Lee, Sheamus, Braun Strowman, and Riddle. SmackDown had Kevin Owens, Jey Uso, King Corbin, Seth Rollins, and Otis. Of all people, I'm just gonna be honest here. It was a clean sweep. Sheamus bro kicked Rollins. because Seth Rollins sacrificed himself. Literally sacrificed himself. Then Kevin Owens was taken out. Corbin was also taken out as well. Otis was taken out by Strowman and so was Jey Uso. Jey Uso was also... Whoa, what the... Damn. Sorry guys, my table's a little wobbly. Or rather, a little bit. Anyway, and then Strowman took out Jey Uso in a clean sweep. Roman Reigns was not happy. Seth Rollins literally sacrificed himself, saying that it was for the greater good. But let's be real here. Let's be real. He only did that because of the fact that he's going back, that he's being taken off WWE TV for a little while to be there for his bride-to-be Becky Lynch, because they are expecting their first child within the next several weeks, actually. So, yeah, so big shout-outs to them for the kids. So, obviously, actually Keith Lee eliminated Uso. Sorry. Keith Lee actually eliminated Jey Uso with a Spirit Bomb in a clean sweep, which was crazy. Absolutely nuts. Then we have the Street Profits, the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Street Profits versus the Raw Tag Team Champions, the New Day. It was an incredible match. Back and forth action. Non-stop. Hella amazing. Obviously, Xavier Woods using, Kofi, holding on to Montez Ford's, solo cup, solo red cup. Literally Ford saw the whole thing, which was pretty funny. It was back and forth, hella amazing, but of course in the end, the Street Profits beat the New Day when they hit a massive blockbuster onto Xavier Woods, picking up the victory. In the end, it was mad props, a lot of respect for each other to end that match. Next up, we have Bobby Lashley, the United States Champion, versus Sami Zayn, the Intercontinental Champion. It was just a slaughter. I'm just going to be honest, it was a slaughter. Absolute slaughter, as MVP had stated over the last couple of weeks on Raw. He had stated that it was going to be a massacre on Sami Zayn, and it ended up being a massacre. So obviously Lashley made Sami Zayn tap out to the Hurt Lock to pick up the victory via submission, which was incredible. Next up, we have Sasha Banks, the SmackDown Women's Champion, versus Asuka, the Raw Women's Champion, in a rematch from SummerSlam. Because if you guys remember, in fact, I'll go back to my book here. If you guys remember back at SummerSlam, Asuka had defeated Banks with the Asuka Lock to regain the Raw Women's Championship. Because if you guys remember prior to that, Bayley actually cost Asuka the Raw Women's title via a countout. Where Stephanie McMahon said, it doesn't matter how you win it, whether it's by pinfall, submission, countout, DQ, it doesn't matter. You win, you're the Raw Women's Champion. Sasha ended up winning the match via a countout, and this was actually Sasha's this was actually the rematch that Sasha Banks needed in order to cement herself as the women's champion in WWE. And sure enough, she did it. She actually rolled up Asuka to pick up the victory, which was huge. Which was a huge victory. There hasn't been a lot of women in WWE that can say that they've beaten Asuka via a pinfall or submission. Charlotte Flair, just to name a few. Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, and Shayna Baszler, just to name a few, are the only ones of very few women that can say that they've beaten Asuka, and Sasha Banks has been added to that list, which is incredible. Next up, we have I'm just gonna be honest here. What I'm about to reveal to you guys is absolutely bizarre. We have the Survivor Series women's match and the members for Team Raw consisted of the women's tag team champions Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. Originally, it was supposed to have been Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose, but unfortunately, that did not come to pass as Baszler hit Mandy Rose on her shoulder, and then of course Reckoning had taken out Dana Brooke in a massacre on Raw. So WWE official Adam Pearce had said that it was going to be Lacey Evans and Peyton Royce taking over, and then of course Lana as well. Team SmackDown consisted of Bianca Belair, the Riot Squad, Bayley, and of course Natalya. This was actually one that I was looking forward to the most because I had a feeling that the men's match was probably going to end this way, which I actually had my suspicions a little bit. But the order of elimination went as follows. Bayley was the first one to be eliminated. Then it was Peyton Royce. Then it was Natalya. Then Ruby Riott. Then Lacey Evans. Then Liv Morgan. Then of course Shayna Baszler. And the closing moments of the match was a double countout for Nia Jax and Bianca Belair. Yes, Nia Jax blatantly sacrificed herself to ensure that Raw won, and she forgot that Lana was on the steps because Nia Jax told Lana, hey, stay on the steps. We don't need you. Stay on the steps. She did that. That's karma for you. That's karma. That is karma. Karma came back to bite Nia Jax, and Lana became the sole survivor. Honestly, I was literally like tripping. I was tripping out. I'm like, Lana, the sole survivor? It's insane. It is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. But you know what? It is what it is. You know, it is what it is. But I gotta admit, that was pretty stupid of Nia Jax. Utterly stupid of Nia Jax to put Lana on the steps. Because had that not have happened, Lana probably would have been eliminated, and Nia Jax probably would have been the sole survivor, which would have been a possibility. It would have been a possibility, but honestly though, Bianca Belair showed her worth and proved that she belongs on SmackDown, hands down. Next up, we have a match that was an absolute war. An absolute war. I literally cannot believe that it happened. The match we had all been waiting for. Roman Reigns, the Universal Champion, Drew McIntyre, the WWE Champion. This was a war. Drew McIntyre said that this match was going to be a war. Holy shit, it was a fucking war. Back and forth action, non-stop. And what you guys are about to hear will shock you. Roman Reigns hit Drew McIntyre with not one, not two, but at least 3 spears, and Drew McIntyre kicked out of every single one. If it wasn't for Jey Uso getting involved, who knows? Maybe Drew McIntyre probably would have won, but of course, in the end, excuse me. But actually, truth be told, the reason why Jey Uso got involved was because of the fact that because when Drew McIntyre hit Reigns with the Claymore, Reigns involuntarily, actually he did it on purpose. He literally, in my honest opinion, he did that on purpose because he knew he was going to lose. He knew he was going to somehow lose to Drew McIntyre. So when he got hit with the Claymore, he hit the first referee, which forced a second referee to come in while McIntyre was locked in a guillotine, and Drew McIntyre passed out. Honestly, I'm not taking anything away from Roman Reigns as a world champion, but I think the way he won it was just absolute bullshit. I'm just being blunt, guys. I'm just being blunt, you know. And I'm a fan of Roman. I have a lot of respect for Roman Reigns, but I think the way he won that match, with the help of Jey Uso and purposely hitting the referee, utter fucking bullshit. You know, Drew McIntyre went to war, went to hell, literally, against Randy Orton last week on Raw to regain the WWE Championship, making it his second run in his career. Roman Reigns came out of nowhere over the summer, returning to WWE after he was supposed to have challenged Goldberg for the Universal title at WrestleMania, comes back, goes to Payback, wins the title from out of nowhere, and this happens. You know what? Guys? I'm going to give you guys 2 questions of the day. The first question is, what is your all-time favorite Undertaker moment or match? Comment below, use the hashtag FarewellTaker. I want you guys to answer that question. What is your all-time favorite match and slash moment? And the second question, what are your guys' thoughts on the match between Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre? Because honestly, that match was bullshit. Utter bullshit in my personal opinion. That I can't believe that happened. But it is what it is. Overall, even with Reigns winning that match, Monday Night Raw actually has won Survivor Series with 4 points to 2, which honestly is not that bad compared to what was it, 2018? I think 2018. Let me go back. I think it was 2018. Let's go back. Let's see. Yeah, literally 2018 was a clean sweep. 2018 was a clean sweep because on SmackDown, on the SmackDown side of things, the Usos had defeated the Revival, had defeated the Revival to become the sole survivors. Nia Jax, that was SmackDown's only single point that they won. Everything else was Raw. Monday Night Raw scored the victory. Nia Jax defeated Asuka to become the sole survivor. Seth Rollins defeated Shinsuke Nakamura. And back then, Seth Rollins was the Intercontinental Champion, and Nakamura was the United States Champion. The Authors of Pain, who actually got released earlier this year, defeated Cesaro and Sheamus via a double team move. And then, of course, also we saw Murphy retain his title, his Cruiserweight title against Mustafa Ali with Murphy's Law. That was, I believe, part of 205 Live. Yeah, that was a part of 205 Live. Then of course, we saw Braun Strowman, Bobby Lashley, and Drew McIntyre being the sole survivors for Team Raw. Ronda Rousey winning her match against Charlotte Flair by DQ. And then, of course, Lesnar beating Daniel Bryan as well. That was a clean sweep. This one, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't that bad. But guys, that is going to do it for this video. Again, double question of the day. What are you guys' thoughts on the match between Reigns and McIntyre? And also, what is your all-time favorite Undertaker moment / match? Me, personally, I would have to say Triple H versus The Undertaker, WrestleMania 17 in Houston. The Undertaker's hometown. My favorite match of all time. Comment below. That is going to do it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash the thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys love seeing my prediction videos and my result videos for the pay-per-views and for the NXT TakeOver events, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you guys don't miss out on any new content that comes your way. And be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. All the links are down in the description. And on that, this is your boy Nash signing out. #ThankYouTaker.